cluttered garage. I'm really glad you're here. A place where we can laugh and talk and days are filled with cheer. The clouds and sun may come and go, but one thing's always clear. Welcome back, my friend. You know I'm really glad you're here. Yeah.
Can you believe it? It's another Monday night, and it's live stream number 145, January 15th, 2024. Welcome back to another Monday night live stream. I am really glad you're here. So, perhaps you were off work today to honor Dr. Martin Luther King here on Martin Luther King Day. Perhaps you weren't, but I hope that you'll spend some time to think about what he did for this world and this country. But here we are. A new live stream, and I am going to talk to you tonight about YouTube. Sometimes we do this, kind of get off on a little bit of a tangent sometimes because I know a lot of folks watching are interested in YouTube, interested in social media and creating content. A lot of people here have their own YouTube channels. Some people want to have their own channel. So sometimes we get off on a tangent, and I thought I would dedicate tonight to kind of talking about a little bit of behind the scenes of what's what it takes to have the YouTube channel. We've talked about this before, but we're always learning and growing. So that's what we'll talk about. I see a lot of comments though. A lot of folks are dealing with snow. We actually have some snow on the ground right now. I mean, right now, if I went outside right now with a ruler, I'd probably measure about uh, maybe maybe that much. Whatever the smallest amount I can put between my fingers without closing my fingers, that's how much it is. That's how much. It's the most snow we've had all winter, but it was pretty coming down today. But it isn't anything. I know a lot of you are snow plowing using your snow blower. Um, I see Ross here saying they got 6 inches Friday night. David Martin, 41 inches. I didn't see the previous comment, but my goodness, folks are dealing with that for sure. That is a lot. So anyway, hello to Chris from the Watershed Overlook. There's our friend James. Good to see you, James, from Killing It Country, and Jay's Acres, and David Martin, and Peterson Farms, and David from RCAF Polar Express, the world champion of wood stoves and snow. But anyway, good to see y'all. Kent from Hope Construction, BT, Handy, and so many others are here tonight. So, welcome. And as always, I like to just let you know that if you are new to the live stream, what we talk about generally on the live stream are outdoors type stuff with our tractors. A lot of us have tractors, compact tractors, work around the property, firewood, gardening, DIY projects, life in the country. So that's what we talk about. And we want to welcome you here. If it is your first time here to one of the live streams, please say hi in the live chat so we can properly welcome you to the live stream. Let us know how you found the channel, or let me know anyway. Was it on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram? How did you find the channel? It's always good to find out how that happened because we get several new subscribers every single day, and I know a lot of times they come from watching the videos obviously on YouTube, and then YouTube recommends other videos. So, I can see how many subscribers a particular video has generated because if someone's watching a video and they hit the subscribe button while they're watching, then that video notes you gained a subscriber specifically from this video. Likewise, if you lose a subscriber from a specific video, it will note that as well. So it goes up and down, but we always have a net positive on a daily basis. So, point is, if you're new here, welcome. Welcome. Let me check something technical first, right here. Okay, looks good. I was having some trouble with my microphone earlier, and I unplugged it and plugged it back in and did some settings and whatnot. So, it's all good. It's all good now. I see Mike Young got over 24 inches, 4-foot drifts. in Wisconsin. Wow. So Anne is praying for snow. She just wants a lot of snow. I For the first time, it's been a couple years, I actually said, "You know what? I wouldn't mind," and I give in. I wouldn't mind one good snow. I think it would be pretty. I'd love to see it here on the new property. I'm sure it's beautiful. So, we could handle a snowstorm. I just don't want it all winter long. And John Ritter's here working on snow as well. So what you guys do this time of year? Maintenance with Mike, thank you. I suppose you joined here from YouTube. Thank you for finding the channel on YouTube. That's generally, we're streaming to YouTube and Facebook right now. So some folks tend to watch videos and comment on posts on Facebook, others on YouTube, some on both. So thanks for the confirmation there, Chris, about the audio. Good to know it's working well. Appreciate that very much. Uh, Again, if you're new here, we do this Monday nights, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern time. So you can come back every Monday if you like. And I already talked a little bit about this, but about tonight's show, we're just going to talk about, uh, well, we can talk about anything, but I'm going to try and follow a little bit of a format here to talk about YouTube and social media. So with that, I'd like this to be interactive. So if you have questions, please put them in the live chat in this particular format, the word question followed by your question, and then we can interact and answer questions. That's how it works. It's just that easy. So the reason I'm talking about this, not only because uh, we get this request, or I get this request, people want to learn more about the behind the scenes with YouTube. They want to again create their own channel. I'm actually doing a presentation tomorrow with a group, and I'm going to talk about this very thing about social media and using it as a means, possibly a means of income, or if you have a business or a homestead in this case, and you're perhaps selling products, you can use social media to promote those products and build your business. So it's a very unique opportunity that you can advertise basically for free. You have to put work into it, but basically free advertising, or you can generate a following on your social media platforms and get monetized and actually use that as income. So I thought I'd use you tonight as kind of a dry run to talk about that, and maybe you'd give me some ideas of what people are looking for, or what they want to know, and what we can talk about. So you're you're helping me out. So thank you for that. Much appreciated. So let me just take a moment to look through some more comments here, because I they do fly by and I tend to miss some comments. But again, you a lot of times the comments are not even from me. They're just you're chatting with each other. So that's pretty cool. Okay. Oh, there's our friend Margaret online. John Baker, good to see you. There's Ben. Yeah, the whole gang is here for sure. So let me know what you think about what we can chat about tonight. I'm going to switch over to some notes here and tell you a little bit about what my role is uh, in speaking tomorrow. And again, it's about homesteading, which we really are not homesteaders here. I don't consider us to be homesteaders. In my mind, homesteading, I always thought homesteading was like, you drop down in the middle of Alaska and you're in the middle of nowhere and you just live off the land, and you don't pay taxes and you don't do anything other than live off the land. To me, that I thought that was homesteading, but homesteading has taken on a whole new meaning, especially here, I guess, in America. But I think modern homesteading today is similar to what my parents, my grandparents did. They had a garden, they canned vegetables. My mom, I used to snap string beans for my mom, and she would can them. She'd buy corn on the cob, and she would scrape it off the cob and put it in bags in the freezer. Um, Somewhere she got meat from a friend. I guess they would have we never had a cow, but they'd have something butchered, and we had the white paper and meat in the freezer. So it was being relatively self-sufficient. It's kind of a rural lifestyle, but that today is homesteading. And people are, some call it modern homesteading. You're using perhaps solar or other means of alternative energy, and you're trying to be a little more self-sufficient, but it's not totally off-grid living. And we're kind of doing that now with the wood stove. I'm happy that we're able to burn this thing. The house has been just beautifully warm. The thing's been going nonstop, and it's just awesome to be able to just put wood in there and get heat. That's so basic, but it's fun. And to think about what we're saving in electricity and heating oil, um, and the stove is even somewhat. I guess it's clean burning. It's a technology where it's certified by the EPA. It has the catalyst inside, which is like a catalytic converter in a car. Takes the fuel or the smoke that is not combusted. So there's fuel that hasn't burned yet. So these catalysts heat up to a very high degree, and I guess when that fuel goes through the catalyst, it's like an afterburner, and it burns. A lot like my solo stove, where it has this secondary burn, has a row of uh, holes across the top, and oxygen comes up through those holes. So as the unspent fuel comes up, you can see the flames are relighting that and burning it off. So it is a clean burning wood stove. I don't know how clean it is in comparison, but they have certainly come a little bit forward with that technology. And it's got the soapstone on the inside, so it retains the heat. Have I mentioned we're very happy with it? So I see some questions coming in, so that is really good to see. Let me see if I have any other notes to talk about before I go to some questions. So that's basically what we're talking about is homesteading, and my point is to talk about using social media as an alternative, possibly alternative income or additional income to your homestead, which is what we do. A lot of people do is record projects, things we're doing in the homestead, viewers watch it, there's ad revenue that comes in, and it's very helpful. So that's what we do. So the first question I saw here, which was properly formatted with the word question, and that's BT Handy. Question: What type of software do you use to edit? You're an Apple Mac guy. Well, guess what, BT? So am I. I've been editing on Apple products since the beginning of editing with computers, really. Back in the day, in the early 1990s, before there was such thing as editing with a computer, I edited on video cassette tape, two VCRs, deck to deck, record, play, linear editing. You couldn't make changes afterward, but that was the technology. So it was around 1999 or so, year 2000, that non-linear editing, computerized editing, finally came into maturity. So I bought my first Apple, I think it was a G4 computer, tower computer, Final Cut 1.0. That was my editing software that I use now. I experimented with Adobe Premiere. Panasonic had an editing box, I think they called it, or something like that. But I was afraid of computer glitches. I know Windows has come a long way as far as stability, but back then there were problems with viruses and glitches and all that. And Apple was supposedly rock solid, and they've held up to that reputation for me. So currently, I'm still on the Final Cut Pro platform, which is what Final Cut X 10 point, I don't know, whatever the latest one is. But I use Final Cut Pro. Some people use Apple computers with the free iMovie software, which is fine. That's like a Final Cut Pro Lite, and that has come a long way as far as usability. So you can get away with using that for sure, and believe that's completely free. But Final Cut Pro is also affordable. I think when I bought Final Cut Pro in, let's say, the year 2000, I think I paid $1,000 for the program, and now I think it's $300. So it's come down in price, and then they give you free updates as well. I don't think I've paid anything to Apple regarding Final Cut Pro for the last decade, maybe, which is kind of weird. So that's what I use. I'm comfortable with it now. The original Final Cut was totally different. Final Cut 10 came out. It was a disaster. I stuck with it. It's improved. That's what I use. But there are lots of options now. DaVinci Resolve, I think, is one that people use, and apparently they have a free version that's very good, runs on Mac or Windows. Uh, so other people can chime in with that, but I do use MacBook Pro computer now with Final Cut, and it works very well. And there's a comment from Ross talking about DaVinci Resolve. There you go, free version. Exactly. Um, if I was starting now, I might try that. Give that a shot. So another question here from this one's from Maintenance with Mike. Question: how is it that some creators or channels have awesome music? For example, GP Outdoors. I can only use canned music from an elevator type list. Well, uh, I've noticed Gord's music is a little bit different too. I don't know where that comes from, but there are subscription programs or plans that you can, well, subscribe to. The YouTube has a audio creator library, and the music is not bad. I mean, I've used it quite a bit. Uh, so there's pretty good music in the audio creator tab for YouTube content creators, and that's free. There's music now that you can pay for, like 99 cents, uh, which maybe is a little bit better. But then there are subscriptions, like is it, I don't know, Music Bed. Uh, I use um, Soundstripe. Soundstripe has good music. Some of it, if you want lyrics or you want words with it, a lot of music has that. Some of them are kind of hokey. Some of them are good. It's hit or miss. There's another one called Audio, Audio, or something like that. I subscribe to that one too. But by far, what I use most is Soundstripe because I've gotten very comfortable with that. And if you look at any of my videos, perhaps you'll go to my latest video and take a look at that. And in the description, there's a link to Soundstripe with a code link to my channel. Unfortunately, I don't think you get a discount with that. You might, but I know that I get some kind of credit for bringing you to Soundstripe. So if you're going to do that, go to one of my videos, my latest videos, and go to the description and click on the Soundstripe link, and you can check that out. But what's the other big one that people use? And I don't have that one, but I know there's one that a lot of content creators use and has good music as well. So just look for that. Look for royalty-free music that you can subscribe to. I forget what the cost is, but I've been really happy with Soundstripe. It's gotten better and better. So I hope that answers your question. Another question here from Mountaintop Living. What is your mic setup with the Action 3? Well, I have been using, and I don't love this camera. I love the convenience of it, but I have been using the Action 3. I have the original Action 1. The Action 2 was completely different, and it was not very good from what I recall. Maybe I don't even think it's available anymore, but I had the Action 1, which looked exactly like this. In fact, I have it right here. Can you tell which is which? Which one's the Action 1 and which one's the Action 3? They're pretty similar. So the original Action camera, I like this. Not great picture quality, but decent enough for outdoor. But the reason I went with the Action 3 when it came out, because it had a feature that the Action 1 did not have that I really like a lot. And that is that you can have both screens on, front and back screen, at the same time. So by having that, you're able to easily record yourself. You can be shooting something in front of you, and then you can turn the camera around, and there's a screen on the front. You can see yourself on that screen and continue to record. So you can have both screens on at the same time. It's brilliant, and I can't shoot without it now. I use the Action 1 sometimes for certain shots, and you turn around, and there's no, even though it has dual screens, they're not on at the same time. you can flip them, which I've done obviously before I had this camera, but that's a hassle too. So there was a button you could push, I think on the side here. See, the front screen's not on, the back screen's on, and then you would click this side button and it would switch to the front screen. So I would do that. I'd record, turn around, flip it, but it takes a couple seconds. It's kind of awkward. So I love that feature of the Action 3 having the dual screens. And now the Action 4 is out and it's got a bigger sensor, it's got better image quality. It's still not, I mean, the Action cams are not really made for what we like to call vlogging, which is, talking into the camera. Action cameras are better suited for wide angle things. Um, they're not great at close up. But the Action 3 also has a narrow field of view setting, which is nice because it looks a little more like the standard video camera uh, lens. But the 4 does have improved image quality, especially in low light. So I'd be tempted to get that one, but I don't think I really want that just yet. And then there's the Osmo. What's the one with the little built-in gimbal? That's a pretty neat. That one's kind of more designed for vlogging. That looks interesting to me. And has the new one has a 1-inch sensor. That wasn't your question, though, was it? Your question was about the mic setup. So the Action 3, this was another reason that prompted me to buy the Action 3, is you can get the DJI mic. And the DJI mic, it integrates with the Action 3 beautifully. It just has the receiver that plugs directly in to the camera with the USB-C plug. And there it is. It's connected to the camera and you've got audio. And then you've got dual microphones that you can use one or both. If you have two people speaking, you can each wear a mic. They go into one receiver, two transmitters, one receiver, and you can. I love how that's integrated. But let me tell you, it's not flawless. I've been having problems with this. I did send it back to DJI, the mic, a few months ago. They repaired it for free. It totally lost connection with the camera. No matter what I did, it wouldn't connect to the camera. So DJI, they put a new circuit board or something in it. Great customer service. But I've noticed the last couple of weeks, I've been having some problems with it. It either disconnects again or the little mic indicator turns red and there's a buzzing sound. And I don't know. So it's a little, maybe a little wonky with this connection. But it's still super convenient. So that's the mic I use, the DJI mic. And it's for like an all-in-one unit. It's pretty handy. It's got a box that everything fits in. The box itself has a battery, so you can put the components in there, and it'll charge. You can see this one's fully charged, but you can be out all day long. Take your mic off, stick it in the box. It'll charge up for you. I'm very happy with that. I just wish it worked a little more reliably. I've lost audio on a couple recent clips. Was able to work around it, but it's just one more thing to be aware of. So there's that answer. What other questions might we have? Okay. Now, I was just talking about the DJI Action 3. Tim is asking what cameras do you use in the field. My live stream camera right now is the built-in camera with the MacBook Pro. And this computer is now about 2 years old, so I'm sure the new ones are a little bit better. It's pretty decent. I'm not, it's not bad. I was using my mirrorless Canon M50 for a live stream camera. I think with some recent updates, I couldn't get it connected, and I really haven't used it enough to try. But that produces incredible image quality, and I love to use that camera. And I had mostly used that camera before the DJI Action 3. I used the Canon M50 mirrorless just because it's a beautiful image. I'll just reach over here for that. So this is the This is the Canon M50 mirrorless camera. It's really a still camera, but it has a video function. Again, even with the kit lens, which is 15 millimeter to 45 millimeter, not not a high zoom capacity, but not bad, not super wide, but very nice. The kit lens is pretty good, especially for outdoor shooting. And I even put a neutral density filter, variable neutral density filter on here for outdoor shooting. It's more technical. You can put it in full auto mode and still get decent image quality. But if you want to get really good image quality, you want to lock it down into manual mode. You want to limit your uh, shutter speed to 60 frames per second, if 1/60th, not 60 frames, 1/60th. You want to shoot at 30 frames per second, 1/60th shutter speed, and you want to keep your aperture at 100 ISO. And I think there's something else that I'm missing with that. 100. Oh, because you want your aperture wide open. So keep it at 100 ISO. You can go to the ISO is not that critical. You want to limit it so you're not going, more than maybe 400 because that's going to get grainy. But you want to keep your aperture wide open, and that gives you the nice blurred background. Gives you the nice motion. If you keep it at 30 frames per second, 160 the shutter speed, wide open aperture, and that's why you need the variable neutral density filter. I can show you here. You can see as I turn that filter, you can see the lens inside there, and as I turn the filter, it gets darker. So it's two pieces of glass that work with one another, and basically that limits the light coming in. That way you're not overexposed. Again, it gets kind of technical, but if you're okay with that, you'll get really great image quality from this. I also have what's nice about this is you can change the lens, and they're not cheap. But I bought two lenses with this, and I've had this several years now, 3 4 years. I bought the Sigma. I think it's a 16 millimeter lens, which is nice for general shooting. And then I also bought the 30 millimeter, and these are fixed lenses. They're not zoom lenses, and they give you the best image quality. They're best in low light. So I love that. I think it's a 16 millimeter. I love that. The 30 I don't use very often. That would be good if you're, maybe interviewing someone. You want a nice blurred background. But if you look at my videos, you'll know which ones or which shots were done with this camera because it just looks that much better. And I only shoot in 1080. I don't shoot in 4K um, because I don't have the hard drive capacity for that. I don't have the speed for that, even though I have a newer computer. 4K is not easy to edit with for me, and I don't know that there's a benefit for it. I know it kind of future proofs your content because as we get better and better, you want to be shooting with the latest the latest resolution. Uh, but to me, the 1080 still looks really good, even on a big screen TV. And we're not doing cinema here. We're doing outdoor content, and the image quality is quite good. So that was a long discussion. I see more discussions here about editing. John's talking about iMovies included with the MacBook, so you can do iMovie for free, like I said. Um, we're also talking about using the Osmo Action. Looks great to me. And Android phone, which is a great point that you can shoot with your phone. There are several channels who shoot completely with their phone, their iPhone or their Android. These phones have amazing cameras in them. I have not shot with this phone for one reason. I love the convenience of shooting with the phone. I don't like that Apple does not give you the ability to have removable media. So you have to have enough space on your phone to record, and then you have to transfer it to your computer. Now, you can just, if you have an Apple iPhone and an Apple computer, you can just airdrop it to your computer and then you can delete it from your phone. But it's just, I don't know. Maybe I'll start using it a little bit more, or if I get a new phone with more capacity. This thing's pretty old now too. It's a 12 Pro, but it's a few years old. Point is, you can shoot incredible video with these phones, and if you're looking to get started, you can do that right now. And you can even edit on the phone with. I think there's an iMovie version available for the iPhone. That's also you might have to pay for that, but still, it's cheap. There's CapCut, I think, is an editing program. A little clunky, but you can do it. You can do it for sure. And Neil here is using the free version of DaVinci Resolve for all his videos. As I recall, Neil was a fan of the M50 as well. So Neil, I don't know if you're still using that camera or anything else, but it's still a good camera for sure. There's probably a lot more comments that I've built up. Linda's asking a very broad question here about how does one start a YouTube channel? Well, you just create an account, a YouTube account if you don't have one, and you go to YouTube Studio and you click upload, and you can start uploading content to your YouTube channel. So you do have to create a Gmail account, a Google account, basically, and that'll give you a Gmail account with it, and then you can start uploading to that. Now, one thing that some folks might not realize, I just had this conversation with somebody the other day, is that you can have multiple YouTube channels under your, like you have a master Google account or Gmail account. Like I have a personal Gmail account. I don't use that for my channel, but I have a personal Gmail account that I've had since Gmail came out, really. It's been a long time. So that's my Google account. And within that, you can create YouTube accounts. So I have MCG here. I have some other YouTube channels that I kind of reserved. They're not active, but I like the name of the channel, so I created the channel. It's kind of just hanging out there. I have an old channel that I started before I did this channel, and I uploaded like one video to it, and it was just like a number. There was a channel with like a word and a number. It wasn't even a name. I didn't realize how that worked and how I could have changed it and whatnot. But anyway, I have that channel. I have several different channels. I created we talked about having a second channel called Farmhouse Adventures. Because of you, I'm just kind of incorporating that content into this channel. But I did create a channel called Farmhouse Adventures. It just has no content on it, no subscribers, no activity, but it's there. If I wanted to start uploading to it, I could do that now. So one point that I'd like to make, and actually Linda's question is really a good question for this, because I'm not steering away from the question. But the neat thing about YouTube is that anything you want to know about YouTube, you can find on YouTube. Like that's because YouTube is the world's second most popular search engine, followed only by behind Google. So people are using YouTube to search for things. But anything you want to know about YouTube is on YouTube. You just have to spend some time searching for that. But and we could get really deep into this about starting a YouTube channel. If you're thinking about doing that, know that it's a commitment. Know that you could start one, but you might get disappointed if you don't see a lot of activity on it, if it doesn't gain traction. And a lot of times they won't gain traction for quite a while. So you feel like you're just pushing yourself and killing yourself, putting out content. You're like, this nobody's watching this. It can be really draining and frustrating because you're working. It's a lot of work and you're working for free. And even when your channel grows, my channel is still a small channel by any means, but it's at a good point now where it has grown. And again, it's monetized. But when you do the math, you're really working for very little. Um, and when it's early on, you're working for nothing at all. Nothing at all. So it's a commitment and it takes a lot of work, and it's not just something where you just throw something up once in a while, unless that's all you care about. If you just want, a lot of people started their channels because they wanted to share videos with their family, and they didn't know that other people would be interested. So they started uploading, not real personal stuff, but like, hey, this is what we're doing around the property. I thought you guys would like to see this, and then they found out that more than their family was watching, they started to gain an audience, and that's how their channel grew. So that's a very common thing. So you certainly can start with doing that, no pressure. But if you want to see it grow, you're going to have to really commit to that. David's asking a question about the theme song. That's something neat that I did again pretty early on. That the channel started in 2020. I think I got that theme song created, within that first year. I used Fiverr. Fiverr is that's FIV. I think it's FIVR, and it's a website that has artists on there, and you can get logos made. You can do all kind of things. And I had written those lyrics down to the opening song, and I reached out through this Fiverr. I don't know how I landed on this one person's page. I guess they had some samples that I liked, and I wrote to them and I said, "Here are the words, and I'd like you to put this to music." And I didn't know what they were going to come back with, but I was able to interact and say, "Well, I kind of want it to be like fun, maybe a little old timey sounding," and that's what they come back with. I had to do one edit because I don't know where this person was, maybe in the UK, but they pronounced garage as garage, garage, and I was like, that's not right. That's not how we say it. So they were able to edit it and did that, and then I think I think the full version might have been like 30 or 40 seconds, and then I have a little bit of editing skills, so I chopped a verse out or something like that. So Fiverr, you can get logos made. I haven't done that yet. My logo, as you see here, is just simple circle with text, which kind of works, and that's been fine. But I haven't followed through with anything more than that. So, and I haven't. You've noticed too. I don't always use that opening theme on the videos. In fact, I got to a point where I cut it down to like, I don't know, 5 or 8 seconds. And when I looked at my metrics, my analytics, you can see where the views are. It's like a little graph. And they would drop off right when that song started. Like people's attention span is so minimal that even for 5 seconds, they had to skip over it. Like, I don't want to see this. And so the views would drop down at that point. So I started making some videos without that at all. I throw it in once in a while. It's kind of nostalgic now. I like to do it here with the live stream. And I know a lot of people liked it. So uh, I keep it there, but not always. Not always. Great question, though. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Chris, that's good to know. Your GoPro 10 has simultaneous front and rear screens. I can't, it's a great thing, right? And what are they up to now? The GoPro 15 or something like that? And GoPro, I think, has better image quality than DJI. DJI, though, has a great reputation of being really a rock solid camera. The interface is good. The cameras are super reliable. I just wish they had better image quality, but they're also less expensive than GoPros. They're good cameras. They really are. But I think GoPro always wins in picture quality when you see these reviews online. Thank you, Neil. That's the word I knew there was a new Osmo Pocket. There's the new one that just came out, and I am very interested in the Pocket 3. That's good to know you've been using that. I'll have to pay closer attention to the video quality, but the new Osmo Pocket, which is a DJI product. These are called a DJI Osmo Action. I don't know what Osmo means, but the Osmo Action Cam. And then there's the Osmo Pocket, which is it's like a it's like a little tiny camera head on a gimbal and a little stick. And the new one has a 1-inch sensor, which is killer to have a 1-inch sensor in a little camera like that. It also has, it has the same head as a drone. Basically, it probably is the same thing as the Mavic Pro drone that has a 1-inch sensor. So it has like the little drone camera head on it, and when you hold the stick, it's like a bird's head. You move the body all around, the head stays perfectly still. Um, but it also has some built-in tracking where you could set the Osmo Pocket on a tripod, and supposedly, you could be walking back and forth, and it will follow you. It's sort of like having a camera operator. So um, anyway, Neil, I might reach out to you for to hear about your personal review on that camera, because I'm also very interested in that camera. It has, like anything, it's got pros and cons. I think the big con for the Osmo Pocket, it does not have a removable or interchangeable battery. It's got a built-in battery. That's kind of dumb. But I know you can get a battery, add-on battery that you clip on the bottom, but why do that? Why not have a how hard is it to make a removable battery? I know iPhone still doesn't have a removable battery, but thank you for sharing that. And Ben's recommending the Hero 10. Yep, good stuff. And Ross is talking. I remember, Ross, you had the action too, and I remember you being very disappointed with it because it overheated, and you were not alone. You were smart to just let it go. Like I remember you had that thing a couple days and returned it, which was really good. Uh, BT's asking if you can edit on an iPad. Sure, you can. You can edit on your phone. Like I said, like we've said, you can get iMovie on your phone. I've not edited on an iPad at all, but I know you can. I think all that is going to be a little more tedious because you're using your finger, to move things. I like the precision of a mouse, but you can absolutely do it with your iPad and your phone. You can, I mean, heck, you can shoot with an iPad. I've seen people, there's a camera built in. Oh, nice. There's a camera built in, and you can actually record with the iPad and edit with that as well. So yeah, you can. I have no experience with that. Again, go on YouTube and search for editing with an iPad, and you'll learn all about it. So, but these days you kind of can't go wrong with cameras. They're all pretty good now. I shot, repeating myself, but in probably 1993, I think that's the year it was. I paid $10,000 for a JVC GY-X2B camcorder. It was a new camcorder. It was marketed as a lightweight camcorder because it weighed less than 25 pounds, and it weighed like 23 pounds. Uh, it killed your shoulder. It was a giant camera. The batteries on the back, I bought Anton Bauer batteries. It was like another couple $1,000, and the battery would last like 20 minutes. And it took a VHS, a super VHS video cassette that could record, 2 hours, but uh, the resolution was 480 lines of resolution. $10,000 in 1993 for this camcorder, and I joke that my truck's backup camera has better image quality than that had. So they've come a long way. So point is, your phone blows away what I paid $10,000 for in 1993. Which what's $10,000 equivalent to today? And it's crazy to think that that's what it took to be in the industry in the 1990s, and that's when things became affordable, quote unquote affordable, because before that it was all you'd only have network television equipment. So $10,000 for the camera. I had to pay $4,000 for a VCR, basically, to play the videotape, and $6,000 for the video recorder so I could edit. So I had another $10,000 in a video recorder and editor. So there you've got $20,000 just to record and transfer the media. That didn't include any titles, any special effects, um, nothing crazy. I don't know how I did it, to be honest with you. That was my business, and I was shooting weddings. That was kind of a big business in the '90s, shooting weddings. Hardest job I ever had. But that's my point about cameras is there you can get really good cameras today. And there's a comment from Chad. Interesting. Chad shoots about 80% with your phone. Good to see you. Oh yeah, Chad's probably already off watching football somewhere. But using the camera. And then, yeah, Neil was talking about the M50. I gotta get caught up with these comments. Let me scroll ahead, and we'll do a sticker giveaway here in just a minute too, as we do each week. This night's going quickly, as it always does when we talk tech talk. And I appreciate, for those of you who are interested in this. If you're not interested in it, I apologize that it could be boring for you. But it seems like people do enjoy it, because again, we have a lot of content creators here, or people who want to do that. So yeah, those fireworks. I think the screen is interacting with me. I thought somebody was doing it, but like when I do a thumbs up, did that happen? Yeah. See, look, are you seeing that? What's up with that? I do a thumbs up, and the screen does a thumbs up. Oh, look at that. It's interactive on my end. I thought you guys were doing that for me. Let's try it again. Ready? Let's do some fireworks. No, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I'm not sure. So, yeah, David, that's right. A bag phone being $800. Windows 95 computer was $5,000. Yeah. What are we complaining about with the cost? I mean, this phone, what are they, $1,000 if you were to buy it? And it seems ridiculous, but you get an awful lot of technology in there, for sure. Um, I wanted to ask your opinion about this too. I thought during this talk that I have to do tomorrow, I was going to show a little clip. I re-edited my 2023 year in review down to just a little over 2 minutes, because I don't want to show a whole, what was that, 11 minutes long, down to just 2 minutes. So I thought I would show that and see if that's enough. But let me just show this. Tell me what you think of this, if this is okay, or if I should even try to make it shorter. Back to the channel. I am really glad you're here. It's the beginning of the month, and there's something that I do at the beginning of every month. I like to run my generator once a month for about 15 minutes, just to make sure everything is prepared in the event that I need to use the generator. There is a technique that I've been told to never do this with your front end loader. It's something that I do pretty often.
$60, $50, $60. How about you? $60, $50, but no hater. You want to be 60?
I was going to hold my camera up over my head to get an artistic shot, but I was afraid that I'd be bidding on something.
Boy, Sam does not waste time. I don't think he's been here an hour, and it looks like he's got this hole pretty much dug.
Hey, welcome back to the channel. I am really glad you're here, and I am really glad that spring is finally here. Anne has been chomping to use the bush hog.
I have. Yes, I have.
So today we've got this 2-acre meadow behind us, and she is going to get to work.
This is the big announcement for the channel and for us.
It is.
What'd we do?
We bought a farm.
We bought a farm.
Well, let's start by doing a quick unboxing.
Oh my God, that's adorable.
Oh.
My God, this could be my favorite new tool, or new favorite tool. Either way, I like it. Hey, welcome back to the channel. I am really glad you're here, because today I want to share with you the cold, hard truth about owning a compact or subcompact tractor. I am really glad you're here, because today I want to share 5 tips for the new tractor owner. Today, I'm going to put the Woodland Mills WG24 stump grinder to work. Today, I've got kind of a weird one for you. Thanks for watching today. I appreciate you joining along on this project. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've not yet subscribed to the channel, I invite you to join us. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. And I look forward to seeing you next time.
Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time.
Well, there it is. So I was going to show that to folks, and again, I cut it down. I think it's not too long to show, so hopefully that'll work well. I was just thinking, I want to show you here when we were talking about the cameras. As I'm watching through, I want to scrub back, and you can see again. This is a perfect example. This shot here is with the Osmo Action 3. It's a decent shot, but you can see the background's more in focus than I am. And they had a problem with these cameras initially, but they've improved it somewhat. So, but action cameras are better for wide stuff. So here I am. It's a decent camera. It's a good. There's nothing wrong with that image quality. But when you see the next shot, which is the Canon M50, which is the mirrorless camera, you'll see. I mean, the image quality. It's going to go from this to this, and that image quality is so much better. You can see the blurred background. I don't know if I used the kit lens on that. I might have had the 18mm Sigma lens on that with the neutral density, but it's just sharper. The contrast is better. It's just better. So I wanted to share that with you as well. So let's do the sticker giveaway. If you're new to the live stream, we do this every week as well. I am going to ask that, I know some of you hate this, Margaret, that if you already won the stickers, I'm going to ask you not to enter so we can give a new person an opportunity to win the stickers. And you're entering to win these 3 beautiful stickers. So here's what you have to do for that. I'm going to put a word on the screen. You're going to type the word in the live chat exactly the way you see it. And then we're going to draw randomly tonight. And then I'll send these stickers to you in the mail. It's just that simple. So let's do this quickly. Let's do this now. So enter this phrase or word in the live chat. Hashtag now. Now you can do all uppercase. You can do all lowercase. You can do a combination of upper and lowercase like I've done here. But make sure you put the hashtag. Make sure you don't put a space. Hashtag now. Do it now. Do it now. Right now. And we'll see some entries coming in. There they come. And a lot of people have won, so I know a lot of you are not able to enter. So it gives the other people even a better chance. You're better off having not won in the past, because early on everybody was entering to win, so you had like a 1 in 100 chance of winning. But now the people who already won are not entering, and maybe only 30 people will enter. Now you have a 1 in 30 chance. So it was better to not win early on. Right, John Ritter, who took a year to win? Exactly. All right, so we're going to hit this draw button here momentarily. We probably won't even get to 30 tonight. So you have a 1 in 17 chance of winning. Right. We'll just let the music play out. Or maybe not. If the little entry button doesn't go again, we're gonna hit it. Okay. Few entries tonight because so many of you won. I'm gonna work on something new to give away too, so that way everybody has a chance to win. But here we are. Let's just do it now. See who wins. Sticker giveaway tonight. Here we go. Who's our winner tonight? It is John Hewlin. Congratulations, John. I can see you're watching from Facebook with your little profile picture there. Congratulations, John, for being a new winner. Well, here's the deal, John. If you're new to the live stream, you might not realize this. So what I need for you to do is to shoot me an email at contactmcgtv@gmail.com. mcg.com. I'll leave it on the screen for just another moment for you, John. Contact mcgtv@gmail.com. Let me know that you were the sticker winner for the Monday, January 15th, 2024, Martin Luther King Day sticker drawing. Oh, and send me your name, which apparently is John Euland, but your name, your mailing address, and I'll get these off to you. So congratulations to you, John. Excellent. That's always fun, isn't it? All right. So I feel like we could talk for hours and hours about this. And we could, because there's a lot of questions, and I certainly have learned a lot. In now, it's this March will be 4 years. March 2020 was the first upload for the channel. March 2020. So we're coming up on 4 years. That's amazing. That's amazing. And one quick question before we wrap up here from Tim. The mechanics of doing YouTube and Facebook Live at the same time, that is done through a web app called StreamYard. And again, if you go to, you can go to StreamYard.com, but if you go to my recent video, again, in the description, I have things in there. There are links to Amazon that when you purchase through Amazon by clicking on one of those links, it helps the channel with a little bit of a commission from that. There are codes that you can save money from. I think Saw Hall has a 5% discount code in there. And the other would be StreamYard. Of course, Soundstripe we talked about, but StreamYard, there's a link specific to this channel, and that gives me some credit. I think it gives me some credit off my next year of StreamYard because it's a subscription, and I think it gives you something forward to. So go to one of my videos, go to the description, click in there, and you'll see that StreamYard link to go to there as well. I like that I can do this simultaneously as well. And now apparently you can stream to Instagram. I tried it once, but it's kind of clunky. It's not like just clicking it. You have to copy a stream key and all that stuff. So, but technology is improving all the time, all the time. So this was fun, don't you think? I had a good time. I hope you did too. Thanks for being here. It is Monday again, remembering Martin Luther King. So go out and do something good and kind in honor of Martin Luther King and the peace that he wanted to spread. I hope you have a great week. I hope that you don't get snowed in, but I hope that hope it's everything you want. So thanks for being here. I appreciate it. As always, I look forward to seeing you next time.